When I was young and in India, I heard this incredible poem. There's a palace in the sky without any foundation. A blind man sees a light more beautiful than a million suns. A deaf man listens to the unstruck music. A lame man climbs the ladder and drinks the nectar and gets totally intoxicated. The poem goes on and on. The final clincher is the following. Only a wise man understands what I'm talking about. These aren't just some pretty words. The entire universe exists inside of your heart.
It's been there all the time. What are you talking about? What's been there all the time? You are the universe. You just don't know it. There are about 7 octillion atoms in your body. All our atoms are billions of years old. At the deepest level, you are the universe in human form. Wow, isn't that incredible? On top of that, you are hardwired to discover your true nature. The signpost of God all around you and inside of you. Yet, we are talking on our phone while driving down the freeway of life. The greatest miracle of life is keeping you alive. You are magnificent. Every single cell of your body is custom designed by God. You are infinite. Your body will someday die, yet your true essence will go on forever. You have the opportunity to discover your true nature. Behind your breath lies the answer. What is keeping you alive? All the great masters have said to be aware of the essence of your breath. Behind your breath lies your true nature. Infinite kindness, love, and compassion. This is the water that will put out the bonfires of anger and hatred upon this land. The sun is appearing on the horizon. Mankind is waking up from his slumber. We are going from darkness to light. Darkness has nowhere to hide. Discover your true nature. It's been there all the time. Ponder is over. It's been there all the time. The greatest game is being played right between your eyes.
The esoteric breath. I find it fascinating that the greatest miracle is happening to us in each and every moment, yet we are oblivious to it. We were never taught this in our schools. That is the power behind your breath. On average, a person at rest takes about 16 breaths per minute. This means we breathe about 960 breaths an hour, 23,040 breaths a day, 8,409,600 a year. Unless we get a lot of exercises, the person who lives to 80 will take about 672,768,000 breaths in a lifetime. Most people take it for granted until they have taken their last breath. By then, there isn't anything you can do about it. Just think, the power that is keeping you alive is the same power that is keeping the entire universe alive. In all mystical traditions, they try to be aware of the power of the breath in each and every moment. This includes the sleep and dreaming state. This human body is wired for this. The operating system, hardware, and software are in place. Yet for many people, they aren't aware of this. We are so busy texting on the freeway of life. This isn't just a modern problem. For thousands of years, we have only focused our lives externally. The power of love is keeping us alive. Unfortunately, we try to grasp for happiness and love only externally. We hold on to our happiness for dear life. This is where the problem lies. Everything external comes and goes. Nothing is constant. Everything morphs and changes. The mind is like a tuning fork. Whatever it touches, it vibrates at that frequency. A problem comes your way, and your focus is on the problem. Consequently, the more you focus on it, the more unhappy one will be. The more problems you have and concentrate on, the more chaotic your life will be. Curveballs will always be thrown your way. That's called life. Nobody gets a free ride. A wise man is in tune with the power behind the breath. In that state, the mind is not agitated. It's living in the center of the hurricane. When your life is chaotic, one lives in the hurricane force winds of the mind. Mind you, your mind is either your best friend, worst enemy, or somewhere in between. A wise man makes friends with the mind. The Buddhists talk about a clear mind and a clear body. This is your natural state. The sun is always shining. Clouds of obstacles are in your inner sky. Nobody can solve this riddle for you. For some reason, many people just brush this off and think it's a fairy tale. In the last 20 years, tons of research has been done on the power of meditation. Many breakthroughs have been discovered. The world of the mystic and science is coming together. Science is proving that the great mystics understood what they were talking about. It's an exciting time for humanity. My advice is to constantly learn how to play with your inner chemistry set. You are your own master chemist. Let's go back to the definition of esoteric. The definition of esoteric is as follows: intended for or likely to be understood by only a small number of people with a piece of specialized knowledge or interest. Here it is, we breathe all our lives. But that majority of humans never understand and experience the power behind the breath. We breathe unconsciously and miss the greatest gift in the universe.
Play with your chemistry kit. We are all playing with our own chemistry kits. Unfortunately, we aren't aware of it. Many people blow themselves up without realizing it. In each and every moment, thousands of chemicals are being released throughout your human body. Mankind
is spinning out of control. We are drinking our own poison. We get angry at someone or political point of view. In the meantime, we drink our angry poison. We then wonder why illness arrives on our doorsteps. The wise man understands the repercussions of negative thoughts and emotions. Moment by moment, one plays this video game of life with awareness. One taps into the infinite ocean of love and compassion. This is our true home. My advice is learn how to change your own chemistry. Remember, you are the master chemist. Only you are playing with your chemistry kit. Ponder this over. This could make your life so much easier.
Your body is your drugstore. The art of Taoism has been around for thousands of years. I find it quite fascinating that they talk about the elixir of life. This elixir is not an herb or any external substance. This elixir exists inside of us. In India, they talk about the nectar from God that flows within. Yet here we are taking drugs for our ailments. Each drug has a huge side effect. Now, I'm not saying don't take drugs. I'm saying maybe there is a better way. For example, in China, you pay your doctor when you are healthy. You don't pay when you are sick. Mind you, in modern China, this isn't always the case. But the point is that you focus on balance and harmony. In our culture, everything is fragmented. We don't focus on the harmony of the mind, body, and soul connection. When I was young, I heard about the concept of being in harmony with the universe. To be quite frank, I had no idea what they were talking about. Here's an example of being out of balance. In my junior year, my parents took our family to Yosemite. It's probably one of the most incredible places on the planet. Yet, I couldn't see the forest from the trees. I was miserable. Why? Because I missed the ocean. Now, that's being out of balance. Before we can begin to be in harmony with the universe, let's try to be in harmony with the planet Earth. Currently, man has divorced himself from our precious Earth. We pride ourselves with the technology that we have, yet we are totally emotionally immature with the Earth. Where am I going with this? Imagine if man was in absolute harmony with the Earth. Can you imagine the wisdom that it has? It might tell you that your body is your drugstore. Every thought, whether positive or negative, secretes over 1,500 positive or negative chemicals. Currently, most of America is totally out of balance. Look at the problems today. I used to work for the USDA. I saw my friends taking up vaping. I couldn't believe how much smoke came out when they exhaled. It was at least 5 times the smoke from regular smoking. No wonder there is such an epidemic. Imagine there are drugs existing inside of you that are dormant.
In order to receive them, you must be in balance and harmony. In each and every moment, we have the opportunity to be conscious and aware. Currently, we are playing the same tapes over and over again. I can guarantee you that these elixirs of life work better than any physical drugs. Your body has the intelligence to produce these for you. How many people listen to their bodies? How many people monitor their thoughts? How many people dive into silence? How many people monitor their actions? You see, there is a moment-by-moment conscious event. When we are unconscious, chaos exists. Look at the world around you. Does it seem to be in balance and harmony? The question is, do you want to change? Are you content with the current conditions? This isn't just Richard on a soapbox. I'm asking real questions. What do you think? You are your savior. Nobody's going to save you except yourself. All the scriptures point the way, but we must walk on this path. This human body is hardwired to find God within. We are on this incredible journey to discover our true nature. We are out of balance, and yet we can learn how to be in balance. These are exciting times. Millions of people are waking up.
I have studied meditation for fun for a very long time. I have learned the following. Just like we have 5 external senses to be in this world, we have 5 internal senses to be in God's world. The kingdom of heaven is within. We are born to be hardwired with God. There is so much of God just contained in our DNA. We were created to experience so much more than what we have. Our car is just sitting in the garage. All the great masters have said, go within. Use your internal senses and experience God. There's a light to see. This light is pure love. Listen to the ringing in your ears. This will help start your journey. Be your breath. Feel the power of love. The universe is behind your breath. This is not just some theory. Millions of people are experiencing this in this moment. You can solve this puzzle. Open up your eyes. Is this from a mystic or a scientist? Kabir, a mystic from the 15th century, said the following. All know that the drop merges into the ocean, but few know that the ocean merges into the drop. Now that is profound. A modern-day Einstein might have said that today. The entire universe exists inside of us. We are a part of the universe. Is this a paradox? We are beyond time and space. There are billions of universes. Inside of our DNA is a part that is not material. It is spiritual. No instrument known to man can detect this yet. Yet the mystics have said all along, you are hardwired for this experience. Ponder this message. The divine words from Kabir are alive. Curious means eager to know or learn something. I've been curious all my life. My mom and dad taught me the adventures that ethnic food at such a young age. It still continues today. That curious nature never goes away. In fact, it actually increases the more you get older. I remember that you can't rest on your laurels. In the 90s, I built a dome automation for the observatory on Maui. I didn't know C++ yet. I was extremely curious and knew I could pull this off. When I finished it, I thought they might give me a few days off. Nope, it was on a Friday. I was back to work on a Monday. It was a huge accomplishment. My curiosity was one thing that got me to learn how to meditate. I read books on the mystics and wanted to know what they were talking about. It seemed like a foreign language. So I persevered and was curious about this adventure. It was love at first sight. I had a knack for this. Yes, nobody gets a free ride, but I had a knack for this meditation. It came easy to me. I think we need to approach life like a curious child. Never lose that. If you do, plant the seed in your heart and water it daily. Your curiosity will grow. The definition of adventure is the following: engage in hazardous and exciting activity, especially the exploration of unknown territory. I remember as a kid, I took a yoga class. At that time, yoga was relatively unknown in America. Yoga was around during the late 1800s, yet the majority of the population thought it was on the fringe. It was definitely an unknown territory. This love for adventure took me all over the world. With a surfboard in my hand, a backpack on my back, and a yearning to discover my true nature, I was off. I had quite the adventure. I learned the greatest adventure lied inside. This is truly unknown territory. You can live anywhere and have a simple life, but by exploring your true nature is the adventure of a lifetime. Lock a person up and put them in solitary confinement and see what happens. The greatest adventure is to tame your mind. That is probably the most difficult thing to do. Mystics have been talking about this for thousands of years. Today, yoga is mainstream. Millions of people practice it. Maybe something is going on. We are slowly learning more about life.
Breath by breath. The key to unity is in each and every breath. You are the universe. You just don't know it. The East says Sat Chit Anand. Truth is the consciousness of bliss. This is your true state of being. All external highs will take you up and then come crashing down on the sand of life. This is the nature of the external world. Everything changes. Nothing is constant. We hold on for dear life. Family and friends slowly fade away into the night, never to come back again. Yet behind your breath lies the keys to the other rooms in the great mansion. One can experience your loved ones on the other side. You are never alone. You just think you are. Mystics have been talking about this for time immemorial. Yes, it takes patience and practice. Tell me anything that doesn't. A great surfer spends years practicing his craft. We have the opportunity to do this in each and every breath. Nobody knows when they will take their last breath. Life is a grand mystery.
Fine-tune your radio station. You're listening to an old station. This station is reinforcing all your bad habits. There's a signal from God and the universe that is playing. Listen to KGOD. This signal is broadcasted from within. It is clear and constant. You just have to tune your mind to this signal. In each and every breath you take, fine-tune your inner radio to this signal. All the great masters have said that the kingdom of heaven lies within. This is probably the most practical thing you can do for yourself. What is keeping you alive? The more you concentrate on this signal, the more powerful and clear it will be. This is your true nature. This signal is like a magnet. It draws kindness, love, and compassion to you. It's like taking a shower of love. This love fills your entire being and slowly washes away all the negativity. This radio station is live. It has been broadcasting for eternity. When you are driving and talking on your cell phone, you aren't paying attention to life. What is so important? What is so important externally that you have forgotten your true nature? Why do you insist that the external world is the only world? For now, you might say, because that's all there is. Well, someday you will die, and it will totally disappear in an instant. This radio station will make you laugh at life. It will bring you to a place where anger and hate will not govern you. Kindness and compassion will be there. I'm not saying you won't ever get angry again. I'm saying that with conscious effort, you can use water to put out the anger in your life. Your mind is looking externally to fix your inner world. Mankind has been running in circles for thousands of years. Look at the political landscape in America today. Anger and chaos rules the land. Fine-tune your radio station. You are a piece of the puzzle. Pratyahara. Pratyahara is a combination of two Sanskrit words. Prati, the prefix against or contra, and ahara, brings near, fetch. Pratyahara is drawing one's awareness. It is the process of retracting that sensory experience from external objects. It is not a step. It is a step of self-extraction and abstraction. Pratyahara is not consciously closing one's eyes to the sensory world. It is consciously closing one's mind's process to the sensory world.
Pratyahara empowers one to stop being controlled by the external world, fetch one's attention to seek self-knowledge, and experience the freedom innate in one's inner world. Pratyahara marks the transition of yoga experience from the first 4 limbs of Patanjali's Astanga scheme that perfectly external forms to the last 3 limbs that perfect the yogi's inner static moving from outside to inside, from the outer sphere of the body to the inner sphere of the spirit. I first learned about Pratyahara withdrawal of the external senses in India many moons ago. 49 years ago to be exact. I learned that we have 5 external senses and 5 external senses. Oh, seeker of truth, I have witnessed such a great wonder. A well suspended in the sky from which ambrosia ceaselessly flows. A layman climbs it without any ladder and drinks jugs of that nectar. Gong, conches, and kettle drums ring out without being played by anyone. The deaf hear them and become ecstatic. They lose track of body and mind. Up there is a palace without foundation, which is radiant with light. The blind see it and are so overjoyed they can't stop talking about it. In that place, a person dies, yet continues to live and has strength without eating food. Brahmanan says that only a rare soul can understand his tale. By closing down the external senses, one begins to develop the internal senses. This is the doorway to discover your true nature. A wise man understands this. One begins to cultivate the inner senses. One begins to realize one's true nature. And instead of just being a physical body, one slowly begins to see that you are the universe inside of a human body. One begins to see the harmony in all things. Most people's senses are always external. We think happiness exists outside of ourselves. Therefore, we chase the carrot on the stick. Our happiness is dependent on the external, which always changes. Therefore, our happiness will come and go. That is the nature of things. Everything comes and goes. Just think, you are the universe. You just don't know it. Yet every night, when you go into the deep sleep, you go back to the source. You just aren't aware of it. The more one meditates and consciously withdraws the external senses, one will advance on the journey of life. It's ironic that the human body is wired and has a software for discovering the jewel within. It's been there the entire time since you were born. Yet it is enigmatic and foreign to us. Most humans refuse to even recognize it. Don't go there. I don't want to hear about this. Don't tell me what to do. You're trying to convert me. Look, there's nothing to convert to. This is your true nature. A wise man learns there are infinite levels of withdrawing the external senses. We are always fine-tuning the guitar of life. We can never rest on our laurels. In fact, thinking you have laurels won't take you very far on this journey of life. One must become humble and in harmony with life. The sun in the sky doesn't boast and say, "Worship me. Without me, you wouldn't be alive." The sun in the sky just shines. The more one withdraws the external senses, one becomes to be in harmony with life.
The ego must be left behind. There are safety mechanisms set into place. The ego can take you so far, and then it reaches a wall and can't go further. Only a child at heart can enter the kingdom of heaven. Remember, you are the piece of this puzzle. Discover your true nature. Learn how to meditate and withdraw your external senses.
Many moons ago, I read in a magazine something which I haven't forgotten. The magazine was interviewing a scientist. They were talking about the expansion and contraction of the universe. The interviewer said, "So, it's just like breathing?" The scientist said, "Absolutely." As you can see, I never forgot this. This was around 1972. I have been fascinated by the power of breath most of my life. Before I started to learn how to meditate, I knew there was an incredible experience inside. I knew there was a power behind my breath, keeping me alive. Yet I didn't know how to sync with it. It was a total mystery. Most of us just breathe unconsciously. We never think about it or pay attention to it. Unfortunately, we don't experience the direct source inside of us. Whenever I tell people that the most simple technique in meditation is the following: just watch your breath go up and down. Follow your breath. At this point in time, you can see their eyes roll up. Yeah, don't feed me that crap. That's too simple. Yet, it is simple. The truth is so simple and obvious that we overlook it. We expect some complicated technique or only a powerful guru to give it to you. Yet, the truth is simple. The Buddhists have a doctrine called crystal clear. This book was introduced to the West only decades ago. They released this secret doctrine because they knew, unfortunately, Westerners wouldn't believe it. It was all about the breath. Why is it in the East they have studied the breath for thousands of years? They have mapped out the various stages of enlightenment through the breath. Yet in the West, we just roll our eyes. Doesn't that make you ponder for a moment? Have you ever stopped for a moment and pondered what is keeping you alive? Imagine when you are born and you take your first breath, you become alive. Now imagine when you take your last breath, you die. What exactly left your body? Your body is dead. Some incredible life force left your body. Now imagine that day by day, you focus on your breath. In the beginning, it takes time and effort. You meditate on the source. Over time, you begin to realize that the source meditates on you. What once took hours to connect to, now, when you close your eyes, that experience is there. Words cannot describe this experience. Christ said, "The kingdom of heaven lies within." Only you can take this advice. Only you can solve this mystery. The entire universe exists inside of you. You just don't know it.
Fixity. Fixity is a state of being unchanging or permanent. Everything changes in the external world. We buy a brand new car and it gets old. I remember when I first moved to Kansas City 8 years ago. A friend of mine bought a BMW for $65,000. He sold it just recently for 10 grand. What brought so much pleasure initially over time led to dissatisfaction. This is the nature of the external world. Everything changes. You can't hold on to anything outside of you. Even your human body will someday disappear before you. What can we fix upon that is permanent and changing? The mystics of the past used fixity to concentrate on the power behind the breath. We all breathe in each and every moment, yet we take it for granted. To be honest, most people are oblivious of their breath. When the great mystics say the entire universe is breathing, most people just chuckle. You gotta be kidding me. What have you been smoking? The doors to perception have always been there. The signposts are there. Your human body is wired for this experience. Yet, we think that the mysteries of life can't be found by being aware of our breath. That's too easy. Occam's razor is a principle from philosophy. Suppose there exist two explanations for an occurrence. Another way of saying it is that the more assumptions you have to make, the more unlikely an explanation. Fixity on your breath is as simple as you can get to find God. It's so simple, yet we don't believe it. The path must be complicated. If you think the path is complicated, then the path is complicated. Mystics have said this path is super easy. Just watch your breath. That's how easy it is. This has been known for thousands of years. Today, it's still unknown in our society. Present-day man's mind is fixated upon the external. When a society does this, chaos is all around. Need I say more? Recalibrate. Recalibrate to determine, check, or rectify the graduation of any instrument given quantitative measurements. I used to work for an observatory in Maui for 6 years. In order for the observatory to run properly, our instruments had to be recalibrated. If just one instrument didn't get recalibrated, it could cause results that weren't right. Many moons ago, I realized that we have the hardware and software to discover our true nature. Yet many of these instruments are offline. You may ask why. Well, it's due to the fact we aren't even aware of them. You can only perceive something if you are conscious and aware. If we play the same tapes over and over again, consequently, we can only play the tapes from the past. I knew this is not taught in your schools. Imagine your true nature is like a mirror. Currently, dust is covering it. Why? Because you don't look inward. It's as easy as that. Once you look inward, you see The mirror needs cleaning. This is not just once that you do it. Recalibration is moment by moment. You are a master chemist. Each time you focus on the power behind your breath, you are recalibrating. Every thought you have has an effect on you and the world around you. We are lethargic. This means we are so lazy and don't have the necessary energy to truly consider this. Help is on the way. It will take time, yet the sun is rising in the sky. Mankind will soon wake up. Millions of people around the world are waking up from their slumber.
The esoteric body. Why is common sense so uncommon? When I was young, I was floating around in my mind that this is the only human body you get, at least for this go around. You can't trade your body in for a new one while you're alive. You have to die, and then you can change your clothes into a newborn baby. With that in mind, it made common sense to take care of this precious human body. Mind you, this wasn't a spiritual thing, but a practical thing. A person who constantly learns how to properly take care of the mind, body, and soul will live much more in harmony with the earth. One will have a healthy life. Granted, the body will eventually break down. That is taken for granted. Yet, there are basic laws of nature. If followed, one can live a healthy and optimum life. We are created to live much longer than what we are told. When the world at large lives lifestyles that go against basic natural laws, chaos ensues. Look at the world today. The medical establishment doesn't even promote a healthy lifestyle for our current situation. Here are some ideas to help future generations. Teach children at a very young age to meditate. Remember, the more you pay attention to something, the more attention it pays to you. The younger a child is, the less garbage exists inside of them. Teach them to daily weed their own gardens. Teach them to plant the seeds within and water them every day. Give them practical examples of what happens when a society doesn't do this. Note, this is where history and current events come in. Learn how to overcome our chaotic lives, which leads to malfunctions in all areas of the society. The mind is your friend, not your foe. As one trains your favorite dog, the mind must be trained. An untrained mind and one who has lost true discrimination are extremely harmful to the world at large. When truth becomes fiction, and when fiction becomes truth, our warning signs to our system is on the verge of collapsing. See this in our politics today. We should teach our youth that the hardware, software, and operating systems are installed inside of you even before you were born. We must teach them to activate the computer, otherwise it will bring society to the state we are in today. Children must learn that we are master chemists. They are responsible for creating their emotional state of being. As a child, society taught me to stuff my emotions. Society never taught us how to deal with them and to transform our subconscious minds. Over 95% of our actions come from our subconscious mind. Only around 5% is conscious. Children must learn how to reprogram their subconscious every day. These are incredible tools. There are incredible tools out there. We must teach children the relationship between the mind and body. Your state of mind dictates the state of your body. An unhealthy mind will have an unhealthy body. Children should learn about proper nutrition. They should have practical experience eating junk food and experience within the effects of them. The same goes for nutritional foods. They should have first-hand experience of how they affect the mind and body. The problem today is around 99% of our society has lost inner intuition. Only through silence can one break through. The mind and body will tell you what it needs. This leads to preventative medicine. We put full trust in our pharmaceutical drugs to heal us. We don't want to take any responsibility for our own. The pharmaceutical drug industry knows this and takes advantage of this. They really don't want to cure you. That would hurt their bottom lines to making profits. They even have the gall to say this. About a year ago, I saw an interview with a large drug company. The CEO said, "We are not in the business of curing people. We are in the business of making money for our shareholders." That about sums it up. Every drug on the market has serious side effects. Listen to the sweet commercials and they will tell you for each drug what they are. Yes, even death is included on the list. Humanity is playing Russian roulette when taking these drugs. Remember, they're only masking the symptoms, not curing the problem. Each member of society should take responsibility for their mind and body. Tools must be provided in all stages of life for everybody. We are constantly learning and growing. What was said 10 years ago might be obsolete today. Society must allow those who think and invent outside the box to be an integral part of society. The medical system must include them in everyday living. Currently, they will do anything possible to stop them. They threaten them to the core. Not all great discoveries threaten present-day societies. Ask dear old Galileo. He dared to say our Earth revolves around the sun. The Catholic Church loved that so much, he was put on house arrest for the rest of his life. Energetic medicine is the way for the future. All diseases first start on the energetic level and then slowly manifest in the material, the human body. In the future, one will be able to walk into a booth and a device will scan the body and find areas that need to get fixed. The proper energy frequency will be dispensed. The person will be healed. Mind you, once healed, one must take practical measures to make sure it doesn't happen again. Remember, only through your will and actions can you heal yourself. If one abuses this and one goes back to present-day thinking that I don't have to do anything, at some point this treatment won't work. Your will is the driving force in all this. That's why God gave you free will. You can use it in any way you like. Mind you, the will that is not in alignment with the universe will soon backfire. You can't break natural laws and think you can get away with these. Take a look today into society, especially during this pandemic, and you will see what I mean.
Holy moly, chakras!
I've been on this rabbit hole for 50 years. I first heard about chakras while I was in India. To be honest, I had no idea what they were talking about. It was way beyond my league. Since then, my understanding and experience have been leaps and bounds. In my eyes, chakras are from the quantum field. They are energy centers that sustain the human body. The endocrine system is deeply tied to the chakras. Our state of mind and body is directly related by the chakras. As above, so below is the mantra. Disease will first manifest in the chakras and then into the human body. We are heading towards energetic medicine, where we will use quantum energy to heal our mind, body, and soul. Because we focus externally, our entire system is running on survival mode. This means we are running on empty. We are like leaves blowing in the wind. The great wise men of the past were in complete harmony with the universe. One who is in harmony with the universe. All the engines are online. There is only one universal mind, yet we think ours is separate. This separation causes much pain and suffering. The art and science of using this precious system has been around for thousands of years. In the West, people laugh and chuckle and think it's a new age thing. Look at the current movies today. They make a person an idiot for thinking such a thing. We have everything put in place when we were born. Our social conditioning has closed the inner garage and dust has settled everywhere. Yet every night when you go to sleep, one goes back home. The problem is, one is not aware of it. Signposts are all around us. We just don't see them. We see only 1% of the light spectrum. Unfortunately, we think we have clear vision. Only you can solve this riddle.
When I was young, I realized something profound. It was the following. You are your own doctor. Many people go to the doctor and expect the doctor to fix them. They don't want to take any responsibility. Hey doc, I'm sick. Fix me. Sadly, this is the reference point for healthcare today. I was recently got a job offer that helps hospitals save money on health procedures. We had a great conversation. I mentioned that for many moons I believe in preventative medicine. I said, we must make the lifestyle changes in order to be healthy. The man said it couldn't be done. People don't want to take responsibility. No wonder our health system is in shams. Thousands of people a year die from the drugs given by their doctors. What about the side effects? This drug could cause cancer, even death. You want me to take this? Each and every person needs to take responsibility for our health. This is the only body you get, at least for this go around. Does the universe stop and pay attention to us? Or do we stop and pay attention to the universe? Does the universe help us on our journey of life? Can the universe be our coach in teaching us about the mysteries of life? Is it true, the more you pay attention to the universe, you will see signposts everywhere? Is the universe gently showing us the way? Look over in this direction. Is life like a video game where you go from one level to another level? Does life throw curveballs so you can ultimately hit a home run out of the park? When we strike out, do we think we failed, or do we see the opportunity to learn and grow? Recently, when I meditate, I have a sense of being coached. For the past month or so on a daily basis, when I dream and wander, and at a point when I'm in the dream, all of a sudden I get pulled from the dream and back into the light. I feel the universe is saying, everything comes from light. I read the autobiography of a yogi many moons ago. One of my favorite passages is when he describes going to a movie theater. The entire audience is totally captivated by the movie. It becomes real. Yet how many people turn around and realize that a projector is streaming light upon the screen? The wise masters have been talking about this for eons. How do we tune the guitar of life? Has the entire universe always been inside of us and we haven't been aware? Does the perfect wave exist inside of us? These are exciting times for us. In the midst of Trump and politics, the universe is beckoning us to discover our true nature. We are the universe and just don't know it. Our civilization is quite young, probably less than 200,000 years. Most scientists say probably less than 34,000 years. I'll tack on a few years. Yet imagine there are probably civilizations that are over 5 billion years old. Imagine they reached a point in evolution where they had a choice to blow themselves up or evolve to a state where they became the universe. War becomes obsolete. The universe is kind. The universe is supreme love. The universe is compassion. The universe is aware. Is the human body hardwired for the experience? Are we created in God's image? Quite frankly, I believe the universe is always evolving. Can you imagine the joy of the universe when an entire civilization becomes the universe? Granted, it takes a long time. Some say 1,000,000 years. But if you are never created or never destroyed, what is 1,000,000 years? A blink of an eye. Are we here on earth as individuals to grow and evolve? Have the great teachers in the past been representatives of the universe to show us the way? They can coach us on the sidelines, but remember, only you can play the game. What will cause humankind to wake up from our slumber and discover we are the universe?
The definition of a mystic is the following: a person who seeks by contemplation and self-surrender to obtain unity with or absorption into the deity or the absolute, or who believes in the spiritual apprehension of truths that are beyond the intellect. Many moons ago, I heard about the world of a mystic or yogi. I was quite fascinated by it. What were they experiencing? How did they tap into this experience? Is this for a privileged few? How come everyone doesn't know about this? Do you have to give up your life, move into an ashram? I like my life. Can I become a mystic and still carry on with my life? These are the questions I ask myself. Fast forward 46 years. Wow, what an adventure life is. I learned that anyone can learn to go inside and discover their true nature. It's not for a privileged few. In fact, we are hardwired for this experience. We were designed for this experience. Somehow along the way, we have forgotten. No, you don't have to give up anything in your life except for a few things. You must learn to give up anger, greed, war, intolerance, lack of patience, gossip, and all your negative emotions. Don't you think it's wise to take out the trash every once in a while? We have tons of internal housekeeping to do. At times it's difficult and painful for a human being to change. We have a tendency to hold on for dear life, yet we are carrying a huge boulder on our back. Maybe the great mystics were right. Maybe their path was to demonstrate or show that we can throw away our garbage. We don't have to change or walk away from our lives. And a matter of fact, we need to embrace life. The universe is kind. We need to cultivate kindness in our life. We need to plant the seeds of kindness and water them every day. A farmer tills the soil and takes out the weeds. We need to do the same thing. We need to be aware of our actions. Humanity needs to plant the seeds of love, compassion, tolerance, patience, and so much more. Follow the steps of planting the seeds of kindness. Guess what? Over time, you will become a mystic. Every day, watch your breath, moment by moment. Pay attention to it. Focus on it. Try to do this 24 hours a day. It will take time. At first, it will be extremely difficult. Just relax. When you're driving, turn off the music. Put down the cell phone. Pay attention to the road and follow your breath. It's that easy. Over time, you will experience that there's something behind your breath that is keeping you alive. A sense of peace, compassion, love, and bliss will arise. Learn to love to close your eyes and watch your breath go up and down. Learn to be relaxed and focused at the same time. Too much relaxation, you will fall asleep. Too much focus is like trying to break down a door. The door will open on its own time and terms. Just love the opportunity to sit there and discover your true nature. This is not a race. Be patient with yourself. Over time, this world will merge into yours. You can simply close your eyes and you will be filled with love and compassion. Still, every day, we take baby steps. We will never truly say, I have learned everything about our true nature. We will always be infants. Even if you meditate for over 1 billion years, we will still be infants. Remember, we are never born and we never die. So this life is quite the adventure. What we learn from inside, we can take the experience outside. We learn to be kind in the midst of anger. We learn to be compassionate on Facebook. We learn to have patience and tolerance towards others. We can see the thread of love tying us all together. This life that we are given is truly becoming the best that we can handle in all areas of life. This practice enables us to see beyond the box. We can be open to so much more than our limited beliefs and ideas. The universe wants you to discover who you truly are. The universe wants you to reach for the stars. This is the life of a mystic. This is your true nature. Discover who you truly are.
One of my favorite expressions is, you are the universe. You just don't know it. What a powerful expression. Does that excite you at all? We are so much grander than what we think. Most people would probably say, I don't believe it. I've been meditating for many moons. In fact, since day one, I love to meditate. My intuition tells me this is true. Wherever I go, this experience goes with me. In the beginning, I would meditate on God. After some point in time, God meditates on me. That same energy that is made up of the universe lies inside of me, and I'm aware of that. That energy is pure kindness. The energy is pure love and compassion. This energy is our true nature. You see, we don't die. We are eternal. Our bodies will die, and we will live forever. Meditation is the link between man and the universe. Imagine having a URL to God. If you don't have that URL, you can't go to that website. But if you enter that proper URL in your browser and hit enter, presto, you're at that site. Meditation is the URL that you enter into the browser of life. Mind you, this web page is always changing. It's not a static site. All the knowledge of the universe lies there. But to tell you the truth, the main key is to transform yourself and become a better person. It's like taking a shower. This is not some ordinary shower. This is a shower of kindness. This is a shower of love and compassion. This is a shower of patience. Slowly, mind me, slowly, one transforms. One begins to pull the negative weeds within. Weeds such as anger, greed, war, and on and on and on. Nobody gets a free ride in life. Everybody is responsible for their actions. We must be conscious and aware every moment of our life. Life is like a video game. At each level you play the game becomes more interesting and exciting. Imagine life throws you a curveball. Someone says something to which you don't agree with. We see this all the time. Just look at people flaming each other on Facebook. Now think that in this video game of life, the picture throws a curveball your way to see how you will react. If you react and flame someone, you get a strike. If you don't react and simply smile with kindness, you hit the ball out of the park. You then go to the next level in the game of life. This person loves to play the video game and is aware of the steps he takes day in and day out. We have never been trained in this game. We have never been taught that this video game of life exists inside of ourselves. We just constantly react to situations. We are like a ship without a rudder. The goal of this video game is to become like the universe. The universe is kind. The universe is love and compassion. The universe doesn't judge us. The universe doesn't say, look at how many strikes are against us. The universe says, you have free will, so why judge? Yet this video game of life provides all the necessary levels where you know this is a divine game. Bugs Bunny once said, don't take life so seriously because you will never get out of it alive. I like that. Don't take life so seriously. Be like the sun in the sky. Just shine. Don't react to every situation. Yet when dear old Bugs said you would never get out alive, the great video masters of old have a different story. They said you could be aware of your true nature while you are alive. Big difference. Once, when I was young, I was scared to death of dying. I was told when you die that you simply vanish and never become aware again. I didn't like that story, so I spent many moons in pursuing this answer. To be frank, I still don't want to die. I love this place. Yet, in my experience, I'm bringing heaven down to earth. Heaven lies inside of us. It's not a place we go to. Heaven is a state of mind. Depending on how we are proactive and aware, or simply reacting in this video game of life, will correspond to our state of mind. People ask me why I love the Eastern thought. Well, for one, the Buddhists have been talking about a crystal clear mind for over 3,000 years. In the West, it was only since the mid-80s that universities give a class on subjects like happiness. The Buddhists have been talking about this since day one. I'm not saying you have to be a Buddhist. I'm not. I adore all religions. There is a thread which ties all religions together. It is the thread of love. I'm just saying that in the West, we need to become more aware of this video game of life. The world needs us to step up and consciously be aware and play this game with a sense of knowingness. For example, it's a little dangerous in this video game of life when our president tweets at 3 o'clock in the morning. He ridiculed little rocket man. My button is bigger than your button. These kinds of words can lead to nuclear war. Our words and actions can either bring heaven to earth or modern day hell. Just take a look around the world today. We need to be aware, and as my friend Bill Cunningham told me, we need more respect in this world. Personally, we are all in the same boat together. We either sink or swim. We need to be more tolerant, kind, and respectful of each other. Mankind needs to be a kind man. That's the most difficult thing in life. Look at all the conflicts and wars around the world. It's so easy to flare up with anger. It's so easy to put gasoline on the fire. Yet to act with kindness in the face of adversity is the most difficult thing to do. We are all a piece of the puzzle in life. For me, when I was young, I was fascinated by the mysteries of life. I knew there was more than a 9-to-5 existence. When I was around 5 years old, my Uncle Bill took my brother and I to a Bob's Big Boy for a shake. At that time, they had these paper masks with a Martian say, "Take me to your leader." My brother and I placed these masks over our faces and started to laugh and laugh. We knew that we were from the stars. My uncle had no idea why we were laughing. How did we know that we came from the stars? Most people would say it was your childhood imagination, yet you really can't really explain it. How to explain the power of love? Where does it come from? Does our DNA contain parts of us that are eternal? Does our DNA contain the essence of God? Scientists say that 90% of our DNA is junk DNA. Does God create junk? I don't think so. According to Cryon, he says the junk DNA is actually multidimensional DNA. In other words, our DNA is part physical and spiritual. We don't have any instruments on Earth to prove this. Yet, Bruce Limpton from Stanford says that through his research that they have discovered the following. Your DNA may have the propensity for a certain disease, yet with lifestyle changes and by the mind being in a state of being that is spiritual, you can overcome your propensity to get the disease. You can, in an essence, program yourself out of this problem. Can you imagine if a part of your DNA contains your higher self? That means you're hardwired to discover God inside of you. A part of you exists in the cosmic soup of God, and a part of you exists on this planet. For ages, the great masters have said that the kingdom of heaven lies within. Maybe we have all the tools inside of us. We have been looking in all the wrong places. For example, imagine only a short time ago, We thought that the world was flat. We thought by sailing deep into the ocean, there would be a point where the ship would fall off the face of the earth. This is only about 600 years ago. Yet Christopher Columbus sailed to the Americas and debunked that theory. Now, imagine the Mayans and other indigenous cultures. They developed several calendars, that the calendar cycle was around 24,000 years. They had around 10 different calendars that they used to calculate different cycles of time. They have from 1 day to 64 million years. How did they get this information? The Mayans had this knowledge around the 5th century BC. That is around 1,000 years before Christopher Columbus discovered America. How did they get this knowledge? They didn't have knowledge. They didn't have computers or modern day telescopes. Could their knowledge come from within? I certainly think so. The universe within is a microcosm of the universe outside of us. They had the ability to tap into the source. You are the universe. They understood that principle and had a direct realization of that. They knew about entanglement and the universal field. Scientists are just beginning to focus and understand these laws. Yet they had this knowledge 2,500 years ago. Many of the indigenous people all around the world had this knowledge. They knew they came from the stars. Westerners would laugh at them and say how cute that is. Imagine if a scientist would discover their true nature and work this scientific nature. Imagine how far we can go. We have satellites that go around 16,000 miles per hour. Imagine if we can go 186,000 miles per second. It would take 2 years to reach the closest star. What if man could go within and use the field and go anywhere in the universe in less than a second? Imagine if a civilization has been around for 16 billion years. How advanced do you think they would be? Imagine they had the same problems that we had: war, poverty, crime, etc. They learned over time to advance themselves physically, mentally, and spiritually. They reached a point where the entire civilization became the universe. At this point in time in evolution, they decided to help another planet achieve the same. This cycle would occur over and over again. Sometimes it would not work out. The people might have a great war and destroy the planet. When the planet was mature enough, they would then go to another planet and start anew. This sounds like science fiction, yet you are eternal. You were never created, and you will never die. Your body will. So think this over. Maybe our planet was created as a great experiment. Maybe our DNA came from the stars. We are stardust, as Carl Sagan once said. Let's put it this way: life is a mystery. Many people think that living a spiritual life, it must be boring. You just sit around and meditate. What a boring thing to do. Yet, a spiritual life is exquisite. I've been all around the world. I've surfed waves as high as a 2-story building. I hitchhiked from France to India with my surfboard. I hitchhiked from Kenya to South Africa, been to South America and the Galapagos Islands. You see, a spiritual life is practical. It is a life that truly is meant to bring you secrets of the universe while you are alive. Before you came to Earth, you are the universe. When you die, you become the universe. Wouldn't you like to know that you aren't alone? when you are alive? Wouldn't you like to know that there is a family out there? The kingdom inside is your true home. It will transform your character. It will over time make you kind, patient, and full of tolerance, love, and compassion. This is your true nature. You will transform from darkness into light. It takes work, but what rewards come your way? You can be in the center of the hurricane. The whirlwind of the mind may be there, but calmness resides inside. Over time, a spiritual person loves each and every moment. You love going to work. You put your heart and soul into your actions. Nobody knows your beliefs. You just blend in. You have nothing to prove. You are stable in your emotions. A person learns to stop, look, and listen instead of reacting automatically. The universe slowly begins to train you in its ways. The universe is kind. The universe is love. The universe is patient. The universe is compassion. The universe is alive. A human being has the opportunity to become these traits. All the great masters have said, the kingdom of heaven lies within you. Remember, you are eternal. You were never born, and you will never die. The game of life is discovering your true nature while you are alive. We search for God outside our entire life. He has been hidden inside the entire time. The most obvious place a person should look. A person looks outside for the answer. Isn't that fascinating? Maybe the whole universe is a game. It was created so we would find God within ourselves. What an elaborate setup it is. The entire universe is a stage, and we are actors on the stage. We come down to earth to discover our true nature. So for many, we are oblivious to this. We leave our lives. Now, I'm not trying to convert you. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just telling my side of the story. The truth needs no convincing. When you die, you will see that God doesn't judge. This life is a learning experience. Imagine a raindrop with this journey of returning to the ocean. In the same manner, we are traveling back to the ocean of life. Enjoy this journey. Spend time with your kids. Spend time with your family and friends. Call them on the phone. Find out what truly has meaning in your life. Most of all, you are never alone. The universe is watching over you.
What a magnificent drop you are. Kabir, a mystic from the 15th century, said the following: all know that the drop merges into the ocean, but few know that the ocean merges into the drop. Now that's profound. A modern-day Einstein might have said that today. The entire universe exists inside of us. We are a part of the universe. Is that a paradox? We are beyond time and space. There are billions of universes. Inside of our DNA is a part that is not material. It is spiritual. No instrument known to man can detect this yet. Yet the mystics have said all along, you are hardwired for this experience. Ponder this over. The divine words from Kabir are alive.
February 6, 2019. The Video Game of Life. Last month, I finished my book, Family and Friends. It will always be a work in progress. After I posted this book, I was fascinated in the fact that many of my friends I wouldn't see for decades, and all of a sudden, they would pop up in my life. I give the analogy many times that life is a video game. Each one of us is playing the game whether we know it or not. It's called the journey of life. Each one of us has a unique and different journey to walk on. Each curveball that is thrown to us seems to be custom designed and tailored for us. Just like in real video games, a player doesn't want to get stuck on one level. The goal is to advance in the level of life. Maybe we are on the earth to learn how to overcome our negative emotions and embrace our true nature. Well, what exactly is that? Well, look into the eyes of a newborn child. That should sum it up. There is no judgment there. Nothing but pure love and compassion. What if the video game is all about the opportunity to discover your true nature? What if you are the universe and you just don't know it? I say this a lot, yet talk to a modern day scientist. Imagine quantum energy is beyond time and space. We are a part of this. Maybe, just maybe, the human body is wired up to connect to this. This video game of life is an incredible web. Imagine on the human level, mankind, which means kind man, is also involved in this video game. At human level, we are going from darkness to light. Man has been fighting for thousands of years. Many people think this is normal, and man could never advance to a higher level in this video game. Many great masters have come and instructed humanity how to advance to higher levels in this game. They have left great instruction manuals for humanity to read. Many people's hopes are focused on the second coming. They are waiting for this to occur. Now, imagine that they never left us. Their body has died, yet their essence is the universe. What if every one of us holds a unique piece of the puzzle? The puzzle couldn't be complete without you. As each one of us discovers our true nature, it has a ripple effect on the video game of humanity. It's like a wave that sends ripples beyond time and space. It even affects the universe. It doesn't matter if you believe in God or not. Every one of us has seen the incredible photos from the Hubble telescope. They are beyond words. What I like about this game is it doesn't judge us or criticize us. We all have free will. Ponder this over. What do you think? I would love to hear what you think. February 27, 2019. Think outside of the box. Ever since I was a kid, I love to think outside of the box. I'm sure that at times it alienated me from my friends. Why do you think like that? Well, to be honest, I'm working on trying to solve the riddle of life. It's an incredible riddle trying to solve. The last 50 years, science and religion are getting so close to each other. In the field of quantum energy, scientists are getting their minds blown. Imagine an energy that is beyond time and space. We are a part of that energy. It exists inside of us. In school, we were never taught about how to connect to our true nature. Now imagine this pure consciousness is pure light, love, compassion, patience, and tolerance. The universe does not judge us. Only man judges one another. What if this is truly a hide-and-seek game? What if there is a jewel that exists inside each one of us? Let's get down to earth. Let's ignore the spiritual side of things. Can you imagine that you are a part of the universe? No, I'm just this human body. That's it. I'm nothing else. Can you imagine that around 100 years ago, dear old Albert Einstein proved the existence of quantum energy? Imagine a part of you is contained throughout the entire universe. What if I told you that when you die, you literally return back to the source of all? What if I told you that the human body is hardwired to discover your true nature? Imagine living your incredible life and realizing that you are a part of the universe. Your true nature is kindness. Imagine that you can laugh at the craziness of this world and know that human beings are waking up from their slumber. Quite frankly, I think most humans are tired of the anger and bickering in life. We are tired of the politics. We are tired of all the drama. It seems that life in the US is a soap opera on steroids or opioids. What if I told you that all the answers to these problems lie within? We were never taught that. We were never taught that we are a piece of the puzzle of life. Let's get practical again. Can you imagine that someday you could truly see through the eyes of others? How would that change your world? Wouldn't that stop many conflicts around the world? How could you fight with yourself? Currently, we think we are separate. We fight with one another. In politics, we are totally divided. We don't even know how to compromise, yet the practical solution lies inside of us. I believe it's probably the most practical thing that a human can do, yet we don't learn it in schools. Quite frankly, you don't need a teacher, but a willingness to be open to a way to perceive life in a new way. Imagine your true self is kindness. This is your true nature. How would you like to increase kindness day by day in your life? You can. Whatever you focus on, you become. I know some people who moan and complain their entire life. Well, to be truthful, whatever you focus on, you become. How about focusing on your true nature? How about day by day, focusing on kindness, love, and compassion? How about making a little effort day by day to discover your true nature? My theory is that we can't change this world without changing ourselves. That's the only way to change the world's problems. We can't change our politics until we can reach a point where we are civil with each other. We can't continue to see our political foes as enemies. How childish is that? Personally, I think that most politicians are emotionally immature. In order to change this world, we must let go of our old ways of thinking and being. We have been angry and at war for thousands of years. Many people think that man can't change. I totally disagree. Personally, I think that we have this incredible car that just sits in our inner garage. True, it is dusty. Well, dust off the car, open your inner garage door, and take your car for a spin. Then tell me about your incredible ride on the freeway of life. All it takes is a flip of the switch to turn your life around. Granted, in each and every day, we make decisions and actions that affect where we are going and where the world is going.
February 8th, 2020. Heavy boulders. We all carry heavy boulders in our life. Every single one of us does. Our subconscious contains the good, the bad, and the ugly from the time we are born to around 7 years old. This is when it gets formed. Nobody gets a free ride, yet for thousands of years, man stuffs his emotions. We don't talk about it. But Michael Phelps opened up his own fight with depression and left many of us grateful he spoke up. You see, in our society, it's almost a taboo to talk about mental health. Nobody wants to hear. You're weak if you do. In my eyes, to talk about mental health issues is the greatest things we can do to help our world. It affects every one of us. Scientists know that we play the same tapes over and over again. Our subconsciousness is running the show. 95% of our actions come from the subconscious, and only 5% comes from our conscious mind. Just think, in order to change, one must rewire the brain and body with new software and hardware. We must learn how to consciously cut the wiring from the past and rewire it with the new. I'm putting this in simple terms. We need to be aware of each and every moment. The masters of the Far East have said for thousands of years the following: the hardest thing to master in the universe is your mind. Yet humanity really doesn't seem to be aware of this. We fight with each other, yell at each other, we're angry with each other, we call names to each other. We have fought wars for thousands of years. I don't call that a healthy state of mind. Even if your life is incredible, there's always room for growth. Millions of people are waking up from their slumber. They are doing inner house cleaning. We all have an inner house that we need to clean. Most of us simply text on the freeway of life and ignore it. We don't place any importance on it. We just skip the surface. Maybe we just don't want to know. Imagine every day we take our showers or baths. We don't get freaked out. Most of us love it. I love to feel the warmth of the water. It soothes the mind and body. In the same way, diving into the silence balances the mind, body, and soul. We learn how to let go of our inner boulders. At times it's painful. At times it's super easy. Remember, this is a journey. The journey has its ups and downs. Yet by daily focusing on the silent, we are conscious of moving through levels in the video game of life. We are taking responsibility for our own inner game. This, in essence, it helps in putting together our piece of the puzzle. Everyone is a piece of the puzzle. Yes, even your so-called enemy. In reality, we are all one and the same. There are billions of problems to be solved on our precious planet. Each one of us holds the key. We must learn how to overcome all the negative emotions we have. We must learn how to be kind again. Currently, in our society, we are so off the mark, it seems like learning the truth and evidence doesn't seem to matter anymore. I have so much hope for the future. Granted, it's going to take time. The universe is cheering us on. We are not alone. You are the universe. You just don't know it. February 23rd, 2020. Dance with me. I love afternoon naps. I remember as a kid, my grandparents would take afternoon naps. As a kid, I couldn't relate at all, and now I totally relate. Did you know that the universe talks to you during your sleep? Not with words, but in a way we can't comprehend. Imagine, as a soul, you were never created, nor will you ever be destroyed. You are eternal, yet we are texting and are completely oblivious to the miracles of life. Did you know that the universe has a sense of humor? Where do you think humor comes from? During my nap, the universe came and talked to me. Let's do the waltz together. Come dance with me. Imagine the entire universe dancing in spiraling delight. It is conscious and aware. This is our true nature. Words can't describe the magnificence. Do you know, the more you pay attention to something, the more it pays attention to you. When I first started to meditate, it took hours just to break through. Over the years, it's gotten so much easier. It seems like now, the universe has meditated on me. Even saying this, I still have a lot of baggage to let go. One has to be humble on this journey. When I first started to meditate, I did it for myself. I wasn't spiritually mature. How could you when you start this conscious spiritual journey? Yet through the years, one gathers wisdom that we meditate to help humanity. It's as simple as that. We are all on the same boat. We either sink or swim. I said many times before that we are hardwired to discover our true essence. We have the software installed many moons ago. We are our own master chemists. Unfortunately, our subconscious is running the show. We play the same tapes over and over again. Some are good, and some are quite ugly. We are reactive beings. We were never taught the following in school. You are your own master chemist. You can control your thoughts and emotions. Yes, it takes time and effort. Remember, you are on a journey. You are here to discover your true nature. You are a piece of the puzzle. Why were we living in the pits? I saw this slogan on a wall at Buffalo University over 40 years ago. If life is a bowl of cherries, why are we all living in the pits? I say a lot that signposts of God are all around us, yet do we have the eyes to see? In order to see you must use your will and take simple actions. We have free will. The universe doesn't judge us or criticize us. We are great as humans to do that to each other, yet we have free will. Where you place your attention on, you become. Imagine that the signposts are staring at you both in and outward, yet our attention is somewhere else. Maybe we should use our will to be aware of the mysteries of life. Do we ever just spend time just being and doing nothing? Many people hate silence. I work out every day. This one trainer came up to me and we had a conversation. Somehow he told me that he hates to slow down and be silent. I have many friends who have the same state of being. We are so stressed out that our chemistry is totally out of balance. Did you know that living in the survival mode, you can never tap into your true nature? The modern day scientist has proven this. How can you go within and discover the joy inside when the faucet of adrenaline is constantly flowing? This is a common state for people today. That's why we're so stressed out. In this fight or flight condition, the immune system stops working. All systems shut down. You are in survival mode. Tomorrow, you're going to visit your in-laws, and your mind and emotions are already freaking out. Mind you, this isn't tomorrow, but the mind doesn't know the difference in time. You are freaking out just by thinking about it. If you want to see the signposts, you must become aware. You must learn how to reprogram yourself. Otherwise, you will play the same tapes over and over again until you die.
February 28, 2019. The body only dies. I'm getting to the age where my family and friends are slowly passing away. I remember when I was young, I was petrified of death. I was told that when you died, you no longer existed. This was many moons ago, mind you. I have spent my life dwelling on this issue. Meditation has shown me that this is a myth. Modern day science has shown this is a myth. You see, both religions and science is talking about the same thing. They have different terms to describe the oneness of life. Imagine quantum energy is beyond time and space. It exists everywhere. Mind you, it even exists inside of you. How would the world change if we all spent time connecting to the source inside? Presently, we get extremely sad and have funerals when someone dies. What if we had the understanding that only the body dies? The soul just goes back to the source. This source is pure love, light, and compassion. The person who you love simply changes form and resides inside of you and the universe. It's like ice gets converted to water, and water goes into a cloud, where someday a raindrop will come down from the sky. I've been saying this for a while now, that a spiritual life is the most practical. We all miss our loved ones when they die. Nothing can replace this. Yet, if we truly understood the cycle of life and realized that our essence can never die, therefore we can connect to our loved ones. Granted, it's not the same, but we can connect to their true essence, which is love, compassion, kindness, patience, and tolerance. Wouldn't that brighten up our days? How would you like to be aware of your family and friends that have passed? Every step you take, they would be with you. True, not in a physical manner, yet their true essence is there. Wouldn't that take the sting out of death? Maybe we should start thinking outside of the box and ask ourselves this question. Take a look at the modern views on quantum energy. Maybe they are in perfect sync with your religion. They are describing the oneness with modern day words. What if I told you that the human body is wired up to discover our true nature? Unfortunately, we were never told this. Ponder this over. I'm trying to give practical advice to help us on this journey of life. We are all on the same boat of life. We can help and assist each other on this journey. Like I said in my book, Family and Friends, I saw the incredible web of life that ties us all together. We all help and assist each other on this journey.
Fine-tune your radio station. You're listening to an old station. This station is reinforcing all your bad habits. There's a signal from God and the universe that is playing. Listen to KGOD. This signal is broadcasted from within. It is clear and constant. You just have to tune your mind to this signal. In each and every breath you take, fine-tune your inner radio to this signal. All the great masters have said that the kingdom of heaven lies within. This is probably the most practical thing you can do for yourself. What is keeping you alive? The more you concentrate on this signal, the more powerful and clear it will be. This is your true nature. This signal is like a magnet. It draws kindness, love, and compassion to you. It's like taking a shower of love. This love fills your entire being and slowly washes away all the negativity. This radio station is live. It has been broadcasting for eternity. When you are driving and talking on your cell phone, you aren't paying attention to life. What is so important? What is so important externally that you have forgotten your true nature? Why do you insist that the external world is the only world? For now, you might say, because that's all there is. Well, someday you will die, and it will totally disappear in an instant. This radio station will make you laugh at life. It will bring you to a place where anger and hate will not govern you. Kindness and compassion will be there. I'm not saying you won't ever get angry again. I'm saying that with conscious effort, you can use water to put out the anger in your life. Your mind is looking externally to fix your inner world. Mankind has been running in circles for thousands of years. Look at the political landscape in America today. Anger and chaos rules the land. Fine-tune your radio station. You are a piece of the puzzle. God won't drive your car for you. You have free will, which will never be taken away. God is your co-pilot. He is sitting in your passenger seat. Mind you, the car is sitting in your inner garage. It may be gathering dust. Only you can open the garage door within. You have the remote control. It's by your will alone you open the inner door within. It's only your will alone that you back out the car and take it for a spin. All it takes is to focus on your breath constantly. This is the secret to life. Unfortunately, you never learned this in school. The highest university lies inside of you. You have been playing hooky for ever so long. The mind plays tricks on us. Why would God hide inside of me? I'm a nobody. Yet, you are the universe. You just don't know it. This is the grand illusion of life. You think the outside world is the real deal. Yet only moments ago, you check into the motel. You will sleep overnight, and then you will leave this world. You won't be able to take anything material with you. Death is knocking on your door. Yet the wise man just laughs. He knows he is eternal by practical experience. Day by day, one discovers his true nature. You are magnificent. You are eternal. You are the universe. Ponder this over. Open the garage door within. Dust off your car and take it for a divine spin. Your world will never be the same again. Remember, only by your will can you discover your true nature. God is simply sitting in your passenger seat.